Yeah, today I think is March 20. Good. Good morning in the late morning. All of you guys here in Saipan. It's kind of a beautiful morning, and also good morning. Good morning. This is Fabian in the here in Saipan. Good morning to all of you guys here in Saipan. It's kind of a beautiful morning, and also good morning, buenas to all of you guys in the mainland, the Chamorros, Carolinian, and our families. Yeah, today I think is March 20. I'm always losing track of dates. Yeah, so sometimes I have to think hard, no? Because this morning, I just want to talk a little bit about our government department services that that you all know are our heroes during this COVID-19. So, before I do that, let me just share with you again the view of our island. For some of you guys are already having lunchtime there in America. So there you go. Yeah, it's kind of like the ocean right now. It's very smooth, calm. Very, very calm. I don't know, let me see. Yeah, very, not rough. Yeah, very clear. So there's the ocean. There's still the preposition ships out there. Yeah. There you go. And then there's the Aquarius, the War Resort, and so forth down there. The Canoa Resort, and this, there we go. So, I know all of you guys are missing Saipan. I'm going to talk a little bit about our firefighters and the emergency rescue new team that is going through a lot of new issues in the Cnmi. So just I thought I'd share with you of a little bit of Saipan, no? The issue is very important, but anyway, yeah, it's where really put me to the attention of our firefighters here that we so dearly have grateful of their service, and we are so blessed that they are our hero. Yeah. So this is Saipan, and yes, it's that's a little bit of cloudy because it's morning, but there goes the sun. It might just reflect on my camera. The sun is coming up. There you go. And there's the Aitiani Tower near my place. I don't know. Maybe that thing is emitting radiation, and that's why I'm experiencing the effect of getting bald. Really? I think I'm 60 years old, so let me just attribute my boldness to the radiation up there. Yeah, right. Whatever. So anyway, let me get back to you guys, because this is not a laughing matter. Honestly, I was up there at the Capitol Hill, testifying for, the House Bill 22-33 regarding having the legislature to have also the authority to control, and also be responsible to have the authority to be part of the spending of that 515 million, instead of just $15 million from the United States, instead of just the governor to have the sole discretion on it. And also, while I was doing that, the Department of the Fire Emergency Rescue Services team, there's about 20 of them, I think, or more, came came in, and yes, I apologize that I'm very surprised to see them before the legislature leaders to plea for mercy of looking into this issue of the action of the governor, of course, to demand such a vaccination on our heroes who have been out there in the front line, demand them vaccination, and still this issue of COVID and the vaccination are still unquestionable. And I still believe that even it's their right, and it's their right to choose. That's just how I feel, that I'm not a lawyer, but oh my goodness, just to even insult this group of heroes is not even to call them in and address his point of view, that he just decided to send out a memo of termination, either my way or the highway attitude. Like what? Who are you, Governor, to act like God, that you just do not respect these heroes? Governor, I have issue with you and the veterans of the United States of America, the Army Reserve. Yes, I have issue with you because you have no respect on the veterans too. So I feel for these heroes of our Cnmi Island emergency and rescue. You have no respect for just the people that you are an oppressive governor. You are a very oppressive governor right across the island. And oppressive meaning that the people fear you, and they do fear you, and you are just laughing all the way, Governor, on that kind of feeling that you are a dictator in my book, and that you are just so high up there in those euphoric feelings that you think that is just a laughable matter among your people. What a shame, Governor. No, seriously. I'm a veteran, and I see the trend of your lack of support to the veterans here in the Cnmi that who serve this country regardless of who you are. We volunteer. We sign the dotted line with all the courage without being being drafted. So yes, I used to feel awkward on that word, thank you for your service. But now I realize that all of us who have the courage to go and sign the dotted line to volunteer to that we all know that in our cases in the Cnmi went to the deployment of Iraq. So Governor, you have no respect on the Department of Fire, emergency rescue services. You have no respect on them. To just put a memo out there, either you take the COVID or you're fired or you're terminated. What kind of governor are you while you are placing 180 people on termination, and you're looking at the scheme with the IPI as to paying 5 million instead of the 15 million that you deny unto me like I believe you? Holy mackerel, Governor. I cannot even figure out how you think, but just to make my own view and opinion of it. Yeah. You have no respect on these firefighters who's been fighting the COVID, that you've been bragging about it, that you got all the credit of all these people coming on the Facebook Live like you're just everything. It's like you're the one who are in the front line of the COVID. Like the people that are the one are in the front line, not you, Governor. But you are taking all the credit, and you're gonna fire the what do you call it? The very people who are doing that. So give them credit, give them the respect, give them the gratitude, and the be grateful. This is your job is to recognize those people of all your department, all the people that are in the front line for you to make you look good, but yet you're firing them. You know, oh, I don't know what to think of this already. What kind of person would do such a thing that he's the governor? You know, it's almost like this is the motto this morning that I'm going to share to the people. You know why? Fire our, who fights our fire, no? Why fire who fights our fire? That's a good motto, no? For you, Governor, think about that. When you fire those who fight our fire, just imagine your house is on fire and they're just standing laughing at it. What would you be doing with your mansion while on fire? Then you be kneeling before them like, please help, please help. Why are you guys standing? It's not laughable matter. And so, yeah, what are you gonna do after you fire or terminate any new of those new heroes? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna replace them, Governor? How? You're right now recruiting, you're no, God knows who's this, another no, your uncle, no, what? What's his name? What, help. I even forgot his name because it's not important to me. Oh, Robert. Robert is hiring, or placing a 21 cadet on the program under, I don't know, they're claiming it's damn federal funding. So this is the scheme of that, to do a federal funding, and of that 21 possible or opening, there's 185 applicant, and of those 185, in an instant, it's only no everybody, half of it failed the agility test. That is very questionable. Then all of a sudden, out of that 90 who survived the agility test, supposedly, I don't know, we're going to the Open Government Act on that. And then out of that, this is just not making sense. And out of that 21, it's going to be the lucky people to own that, I mean, to be on that new, what do you call that, slot? No, 21. So out of that 21, a rumor, with always rumors say the information saying that, and I asked this question, that out of that 21 slot, 15 are from the DPS already no employer that are vying for that position. How in the hell does 15 Department of Public Safety no employees already being employed by the DPS are gonna be the priority to jump on that new slot? So that leaves 6 slot out of 185. That's almost like an insult number to think otherwise, that only 6 will get out of that. And out of that 6, one person is of Robert Guerrero's son. So you figure that the math and the scheme on that, and how are we, is in that kind of a form of like a questionable, but anyway, that's another topic. But back to our heroes, our heroes who were in the front line, who make this governor looks like a hero of the front line of them, no? So the governor is gonna get all the credit. The Cnmi is COVID-free and all this stuff because of him, and all those other people are in the background. And I heard also Epifanio Cabrera is the man. He's the greatest of all all this federal funding that is just pouring into the Cnmi. But no, he's never been in the highlight, because governor would just say, oh, that's a job. millions and millions and millions of dollars on the governor's credit, and what? Like you're the one who are expert in the grant writing, and then clearly is doing all this pouring in of money, and then some supporters of you saying, those are the part of the covenant agreement, like what? You guys are just trying to paint a good picture of a governor who just don't deserve the credit, and with all the questionable act of what he does, no, from the FBI raid to all the kind of questionable thing, to his house and to everything, and to the pagang trip that he has still not come out in public and explain how did that happen, because those are still public taxpayers' money, that he has no audacity to come out and say this is how it's justified to spend it, because what, governor, you are part of the scheme to mastermind the spending of plus $100,000. We're just touching the $59,800. $59,800 taxpayers' money, transferring it to the NBA, and then the Miss Aikapo there is like it's like he's freaking out, like why are you all looking at me? Yes, I'm the director, but in front of the station, like, holy shit. So okay, that's been yeah. Oh crap. But stand by. My whiskey is calling. My wife is more of the important than the governor. So I have to answer that. But anyway, God bless firefighters. Why fire our why fire who fights our fire? I just made that up this morning, and it sounds so good, so that's why it's taking me time. Why fire our fire fights our fire? No, something like that. So you get it in my posting. It sounds so beautiful motto, So, why fire who fights our fire? Why fire who fights our fire? No, all right, that sounds good. So yes, so the lawmakers are gonna be looking into this, and maybe just working with them to assure them, because this governor, it's putting us all on a on a cliff line of saying, holy, how's our life? It's enough we're suffering out here in our Cnmi, and all of a sudden we have to think of our life in our government job. Like those 180 people, and those firefighters now, and those people that were all on furlough before, and so on and so on. And then all of a sudden we have these people getting hired, Fananesti at the DPS, and then we have a custom guy of a Guerrero that is hired in the middle of economic crisis, as probably more likely a favor from the governor, and Robert Hunter, who's I've always said it's a fake job, and I shared this with the lieutenant governor that that's just a fake job up there. I like to Robert Hunter to publicly announce of what he has accomplished up there, to give a cocky governor his policy for the governor to say, wow, a very commendable advice. Yes, and now we're paying him wasting our taxpayers' money on what? I think it's like paying him to be the pit bull of the governor, and to fight with me for the last 2 years. And there's more and more stuff that I very resented on this guy. of all his unprofessionalism, no? When I go down to the governor's building, public building that belongs to the public, that where he's working at, to come down from upstairs to harass me about my transparency and my video, live. But moving on, back to this, it's all about this governor. That now, let me continue on. Excuse me, my heroes, the emergency and rescue, because I just want to add on and continue on my discussion. I'll get back to you guys, and I respect you guys. So yesterday, like I said, I went to testify on supporting the House Bill 22. That's 33 by Congressman of Rota, Donu Mangronia, who authored this bill that will help or will, what do you call that, authorize, give the power to the legislature, to be part of the spending justification. And it's all about transparency and accountability, But of course, it's just hard not to point out and identify the people as far as parties, up there. There's just basically no way around it. Is that there's a Republican Party and there's a Democratic Party, and there are a couple of the independent elected officials, So the purpose of my testimony yesterday, because I've shared this with Lipan, that I don't like to testify because it's a waste of my time to testify before these islands tayo of politics. To go up there to Capitol Hill is just not my way. If I do believe in testifying before a Congress, and knowing that the way the congressman over here operates is to take in consideration of your testimony, it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's baloney. Like Mr. Benavente says, just tell them baloney. Yeah, it is baloney. It just don't work that way. And I pointed out yesterday that all of you guys for the Republican Party, you came to the Capitol Hill in the House, sitting there, and you've already pre-decided your decision. So why waste my time? You've pre-decided that you're gonna go and oppose that bill to authorize all of you guys, in a way, to have the power for accountability of that $515 million. But straight to the point, the Republican Party, all 9 of them, plus one one independent, that is still confused if he's a Democrat, a Republican. Whether he's a Republican or independent, that should should be thinking independent. That's why you ran as an independent, but you are one confused black sheep. But anyway, so this Republican Party, with all of the issues and concern in the Cnmi, continue even long before the election, when they were no majority, that they're just blocking. They're just blocking the impeachment of this governor. And I will conclude, and I don't care, that this is my view and opinion, and I have the right, that there's some greed going on. There's some greeds going on. Greedy, selfish, personal interest, and so forth. So it's just an ongoing vicious cycle. That this group of politicians, we call Republican, are just somehow fighting, all the way to, how do we say that, tooth and nails or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. But it's just, they're really in there for the governor, even to the all questionable issues of what we've listed. And I don't want to insult them, but like I said, I really don't like to go testify. But this yesterday is just for the record, that I went up there and testified, just for the record, to make sure that this group of people doesn't say, well, nobody testified. So that's the reason why they're gonna go ahead and make those decisions opposing this bill. But thank God that there's more than myself to testify against it. But yet this group of Republican House representatives still remains strong that it should be the governor. That is royal flush. That is just gonna be for the governor. No answer buts about it. With no reservation as to think the credibility of this governor, the public mistrust of this governor, that they still disregard who voted for them, because now they're in their seat and they're just gonna make it happen. Voted and oppose this bill that would give them the power to represent their people, because all they worry about is the time, 2 years to spend, and how would they be able to spend that money in 2 years, of the 515 million. So my thinking, give it to the governor. Give it to him, because in a snap of the finger, that 515 million is without any question. It's just a simple. I would, it's gonna be gone. Not even a year. 1 year is not enough. Even you give him $1 billion, it'll be probably 1 year and 1 day. Not 2 years. So how would one spend 515 million if you by yourself spending it without transparency and accountability? Of course, maybe I'll just give this hotel 100 million. That's a start. Yeah, boop, like that. Yeah, and another one up. Okay, boop, 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 and that's the so discretion. Good job. Good job, Republican team. Then you all gonna meet somewhere and iron out how to, without the Democrat power, the Democratic party team. That's just the scheme of my way of thinking. It's not a crime to think all these things about what our government possibly are doing. And that's the freedom of speech that we all have rights, no? So leave me alone for some of you guys that are out there like, no? So 515 million. So I go up there and testify, and just to say it, what I think and what my belief is and why should I support. And it's basically more of on behalf of those that are not able to be there. They're working, they're in the mainland, that are the absentee voters, and there are many people here that are in the government and they're oppressed of their freedom of speech and so forth and so forth. So that's the reason why I stand up there. And yesterday, and just let me be clear why also I have a different style of this approach, regardless of whether it's gonna work or not. No, is I didn't go up there to plead that they're gonna change their mind. I didn't beg for them. I didn't say please think about it or what. My style up there was to confront them. To confront them, their style of making decision. And it's very straightforward of their style of making decisions, that even it goes as far as this during the inauguration, that they're so split, to ensure that Angel de Mapan should be the speaker, because this Angel de Mapan in the back of everybody's mind is all for the governors to be able to protect and ensure that the governor is all good to go to continue on the mission of whatever unacceptable things he's been doing. And so Angel is gonna be the man in the house to be the speaker, to make sure that he does the hammering of decisions, to ensure that the governor is all good, secured. Yeah, so the mastermind of the politics here in Saipan is just sad. So I've said, the enemy is within. Remember that? And, our lieutenant says, yeah, ita mo nalalamin maisay. Lamin. Means lamin, if none of you guys know, it's just the injury and hurt. We're just hurting ourselves. Sa our own people know that only the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. That's just so. Yeah, it's as much as it's too much to. I mean, just saying that, but it's the very true. No, here in Saipan is very new. It's looking new, just that. Yeah, everybody's suffering about the. Not all politicians are getting rich, but if you're following the flow, you will flow into the pot. So, if you are a politician in the Republican and you're not focused on the trail, you will fall on the cliff line. So follow the what do you call it, the golden path. Wow. So these are for real, man. These are for real. I'm very trying to be somehow in tune of what's happening here, and it's just my own wise opinion to share with you guys as to frankly what is happening here in the Cnmi. For those of you guys are probably eating lunch and I'm making humor, just be careful because the firefighters and the emergency rescue unit might not be able to come because they're fired. Oh, yeah, that's right. Here in the Cnmi, I'm sorry. You guys in the mainland, they can't fly over there for you because you'll be down 6 feet under the ground before they get there to rescue you. But yeah, this is so funny, Wow, the governor's going crazy. No, he's not going crazy. He's just trying to skim. Just trying to make it look like he's just fighting hard to get these people that he's planning to terminate it, to rescue them. So the rescue that now he's firing the people that's rescuing. Am I making sense on all this? I don't see some comment like Mr. Deleuze, you're crazy. Say, Pat, you two more watching. Good morning, Pat. Fred Hook. Fred Hook, lahat na stock cook sa lapinig sa Saipan, brother. I know you vote for this governor, Fred. Yeah, I'm just joking, Fred. Sharma Agotu, thank you for watching. Who else on the tuning in with me? But yeah, it's the sun is getting up. It's getting high, and go hide in the corner. Okay, let's see who else. Randy Ignaz. Hey, Randy. Oh, the Iggy too. Randy and I in the Army Reserve, like I'm running, and then he just passed all of us, like 60 of us, like. Randy, there's so much memory with you, my brother. You're my Palawan brother. Ole. Yeah, you are always making the Tumayo run, just like what? Like you have a roller skate on the bottom of your feet. I know that the voice is like, I'm hangover from last night. Yeah, there, Randy. Randy, thank you for your service, brother. I'm happy to serve alongside with you in Iraq, Randy. And then you decided to, join active duty and, continue your service to our country. Thank you. And thank you, Sergeant Randy. I think Sergeant First Class Randy, I think, is awesome promotion. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you might be already Master Sergeant, so message me like, indeed, this is the update. All right, so who else out there? Wilmer's a blonde, nice. Randy Iggy, what's up, my brother? Indigo for broke, my brother. Yes, the good old days. yeah, the good old days, brother. Yeah, I remember when you got your passport for the U.S. No, I think I highlight you guys in the newspaper in Saipan. Thank you, Randy. God bless, brother. Yeah. So, once we're 60, 70 years old, we're gonna run together. Using the wheelchair. Oh, wow. Randy. So nice. Okay. So, where was I at? Where was I at? Too much reminiscing back in the old days. So, the governor. The governor says, and let's just shut up out there. Either you want me to pay your first class ticket to China. I don't need all this BS in the list. I'll pay you a first class ticket to China. Okay, I rather to go to Macau, governor. Do I have choice on this? Maybe they're gonna send me the Chinese airline. Oh, the soban na noodles for the first class. Ciao. Oh my goodness. Much love and appreciation for your humor and always right for mine. Thank you, Iggy. Oh man, Iggy. Yeah. Oh brother, this iPad is just so funny, my brother. And I'm just up here on my top of the hill looking down at everybody that could possibly be still snoring in Saipan. But yeah, yes. Oh my goodness. What's up, my brother? Go for broke. What else? Yeah, so did I forget anything? What the government is going to be thinking at this. Is the family? Daddy. Daddy. In the list is on live again about you. What is he talking about, Daddy? Is the one lying. So don't believe him. I go play with her no toys, my son. I'm just kidding, the governor. I'm just kidding, governor. Sometimes we have to have humor in these things that are just as much a concern to all the public, governor. Let me just be kind of back to my human. Governor is really, honestly, when you just stand in front of him, he's just down to earth guy, and very the personality of I don't know, maybe is he a passive aggressive guy kind of guy or what? I don't know, maybe he just like when you're in front of him, he's very nice and but deep down in his thought, probably with all the things that's happened, he's a very aggressive person. So that's just my thinking. I don't know if I'm gonna say no. I feel like I don't want to say I'm confused, but I think that's just probably what it is. No, when you're in front of him, he doesn't know. It's not like Robert Guerrero, like is sitting at the Olay Beach Club, and I pass by him, but I want to make sure that I'm a man enough to give him the respect in a more civilized way, to say no, good afternoon, Commissioner. Like he look at me like if his eyes is like that guy that beams this laser that would kill me. I like. And then I got the message. I said, have a wonderful afternoon and lunch with your family, and I just went on my own way. Robert, you're a public servant, Robert. Just be mindful that whether you like the criticism of the community, you still need to be professional, not to be an asshole. Is that oh, did I just say that word, or I hope I'm not blocked again. But anyway, I think with that, I just walk away, and it's all on him, not on me. I'm just trying to make sure that he doesn't feel he doesn't think that I'm just like walking away scared that I'm gonna not acknowledge him or so. That just respect him, to say, hey, I see you're there. Hi, how are you? Yeah, and not hiding in any way that I'm responsible for what I say. Yeah, so I'm here. I'm in front of everybody, and I'm not using a fake name. I'm not masking myself like the Batman or Robin Hood, that nobody should see my face. But then the people twist it around like I'm just out here to be somewhat attention getting. Like, get out of here. Oh my goodness. But see, the sun is getting up, and I'll just cut this short of an entertainment of about our government. Wildfire, those who fight our fires, no? So thank you. This is Marcy Firefighters Rescue Unit, and those team that are pleading for an understanding of their rights of choice at this moment, that the COVID-19 virus is so much unquestionable as to those vaccines, and yet we're gonna make it sound that everybody has a view, and even my view. So as we read the controversy of scientists against scientists, and yet we just gonna bow down that even courts in the mainland are still addressing the rights of these people. So before you think that this is the ultimate the ultimate rights of the governor to say that to terminate these people is just it's just that straight. I don't know what Supreme Court cases you have on your hand to say that yes, you have the right to terminate such an employee, or you just have many lawyers on your hand, and even the attorney general, to resort to them to intimidate people to take you to court while you are in the middle of even with the rights of freedom of press. You've already oppressed me on that, and still I'm still concerned about that. So I'm still being loud about it. So anyway, thank you very much for everyone who tune in for me, and adios, and just Marcy, and I'll try my best again to do one later this afternoon. Adios, thank you, God bless.